Hi y'all, so today we're looking at the Council Tool Sports Utility line, and a lot of these are pretty new to the lineup, and it's basically an economy line that Council Tool has put out. Some people call them factory seconds, but they're basically just a economy line. So I don't know about you, but sometimes when you have an axe, you want an axe that you don't mind hitting into the ground now and then. You don't have to worry about, you know, abusing it basically. And these are great for that. A great side axe to go along with your more expensive axe, and yet still made in the USA with good quality steel. So US hickory handles, most of them have very nice fits. So we'll just go through and get a basic overview. First we'll talk about the sheath. You can also buy sheaths for the Jersey axes. This fits both the classic and the standard. And then you can buy a sheath, and this would fit the Flying Fox, the Boys Axe, and the two large Hudson Bays. So let's take a look at the double bit saddle axe. The weight here is 2 pounds on the head. The handle length is 15 1/3 inches with a face to face on the blade there, almost 7 inches, and a blade length of 3 inches. So let me take a look here. Yeah, they have 2 different grinds on each side, it looks like. So depending on what you're cutting, you can pick which side you'd like to cut with. And we'll talk about the Flying Fox. This is sort of slightly made for throwing, but it's still a great little hatchet to carry along with you as well. Nice balanced. So let's see this. This is a 1.6 ounce, 1.6 pound head, a little bit lighter, with a handle of almost 16 inches. It has a nice, I like the curve there of this in the handle. It really grabs your hand. This would be a nice little chopping axe even. And here we have a baby Hudson Bay. And this is a pretty cute little thing. Reminds me of some of the little Granfos axes, but a lot better deal. Just started making this in the sports utility finish, and the length is 13 3/4 inches, almost 14 inches there. And the pound is 1 1/4 pounds. So just to look at it compared to the Flying Fox, the blade is almost as long, but a lot lighter head. That would be a nice little belt axe. So then we have the medium sports utility Hudson Bay, and the handle length is almost 17 1/2 inches with a blade length of just over 4 inches. And the head weight is 2 pounds, and I believe that is 2 1/2 pounds total weight on this. So that just gives you an idea of how much the handle adds to the weight. It's actually quite a bit. The handle would be like a quarter again, as much as the weight of the head on that. So we'll go into the nice and big Hudson Bay, and this would be 2 pounds. So that's the same size head as the medium Hudson Bay. As you can see, they're pretty much identical. You just have a nice long handle, which for certain areas, I love a long handle with a light head in certain situations. We got a 26-inch handle, nice and long. Be a nice camp axe there. And then we have the Boys Axe, a very classic, just American style axe with a head weight of 2 1/4 pounds and 27 1/2-inch handle. This is a good overall axe. You can use it for small splitting. Obviously that wouldn't be your main splitting axe, but you can split some wood with that. A good just camp axe there. So now let's move on to the Jersey axes, and these are great small felling axes for, I say small, they're still 3 1/2 pound heads, but great for, you know, if you don't fell trees for a living or something where you don't need a 5 pound felling axe a lot of times. So let's get the length. This is a classic Jersey axe. It has a slightly shorter handle than the regular one, and it has this nice ears drawn out there. And I'll bring over this head so you can see it is slightly more drawn out, both longer face to pole, and the blade is just a tiny bit taller. So we'll get the handle length on that is 32 inches, where on the regular one, I'll switch over and do it, is almost 36 inches. So that's like about 4 inches longer handle. The cutting face is just over 5 inches and just under 5 inches on the regular. So if you go on Council Tools website and you see the handle length is slightly different than what we've told you today, that is because when they measure the handles, they measure before they put them on their axe. So they have a little bit sticking out of the top to make sure they get a nice firm fit when they put in the wedge. And then they cut it off after they have it on the axe. So a lot of times it's like a ½ inch longer than it actually really is. So that confuses a lot of people for good reason. The description length is not really right. What we said today should be right. And Council Tool has actually just trying to move into where they're making their own handles now. So things could change up even more, but right now this should be the right handle length. Thank you so much for watching. We have pretty much all of Council Tool's axes, I think, on the website, and especially all the premium ones. WisemanTrading.com. God bless, and subscribe and ring the bell if you want to see more videos in the future.